that moves us directly right into our second and last segment of the day, where you have a federal district court nominee, and this is kind of making major airwaves yesterday, appearing to struggle with the most basic of questions during her Thursday morning hearing before the Senate Judiciary Committee. This is a Biden nominee, by the way. Leave it up to Biden to basically have a nominee that doesn't know the basics of what her job is supposed to be, of just knowing the Constitution. But as always, folks, make sure you support us by hitting that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit up the live chat if you haven't. Engage with your fellow patriot, your fellow Minutemen and women. And also leave us a nice comment down below. It really does help the channel. Your support and help is always appreciated. Without further ado, let's see Mr. Kennedy here give a basic question. Should be a basic answer, but she can't do it. Let's go ahead and roll it.
Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and congratulations to all of you. Judge on the far end, tell me what Article 5 of the Constitution does.
Article 5 is not coming to mind at the moment.
Okay. How about Article 2?
Neither is Article 2.
Okay. Do you know what purposivism is?
In my 12 years as an Assistant Attorney General and my 9 years serving as a judge, I was not faced with that precise question. We are the highest trial court in Washington State, so I'm frequently faced with issues that I'm not familiar with, and I thoroughly review the law, research.
I just want to point out that that's a really big rag on the area of which you work in, because you don't know kind of the basics of the U.S. Constitution, of which you're supposed to hold up, especially as a federal judge that you're trying to be appointed to. I'm not saying I know it, but I'm not a judge. I don't work in the legal system. I'm not supposed to pull this stuff out of my head. If you were to ask me a question about finance, I definitely know the basics of it. That's for damn sure. If you were to ask me a question about basic statistics, I know the basic statistics. Heck, when I was even in public accounting as a tax accountant, I knew the basics of the tax code, the tax law. This is as basic as you can get. You're there to uphold the Constitution and the law, and you don't even know what the articles represent. And then you're saying, well, I've been doing it for 12 years of this and 9 years of this. You guys, if you were in 9 years in public accounting, you would be almost at a manager level or at a manager level, and you're handling clients left and right. And if you looked at somebody and go, well, I don't even know what GAAP is. I don't know what IFRS is. I don't know what this or that is. It doesn't look good. If you talk to a math teacher and they didn't know the basic mathematic components of which they teach, it's probably a big issue, is it not? This is a big issue that she doesn't know all this.
And apply the law to the facts presented to me.
Well, you're going to be faced with it if you're confirmed. I can assure you of that.
It really is. It's a short clip, but it is really remarkable, and it kind of speaks volumes to where some of these people are. They just don't know what's going on. And again, it's the basic stuff that you should know. And I'm not hounding her in a level of like, well, that was a weird question, and that who the heck's going to know that? You'd have to look it up. We had that in accounting. Again, we had that when we were taxes. Heck, you walk in our conference room, there's nothing but tax law all the way around. There's going to be some things that you just haven't seen in a very long time that you have to look up. But again, they are the basic things that you shouldn't have to look up. They're like, oh yeah, I know that. Meaning like the United States Constitution. If I was trying to be a federal judge, you think I would know the U.S. Constitution like the back of my hand? Probably. But you see this time and time again. Remember when Ketanji Brown Jackson was trying to be nominated to the Supreme Court, and somebody just asked her, could a man be a woman and could a woman be a man? And she goes, well, I'm not a biologist. That is literally where we're at, you guys. People are actually getting dumber as the longer we go in throughout our society, and the years of the United States actually being around, because these people are going into our education system, like we saw in the first segment, learning about pronouns, gender ideology, gender theory, how a man can be a woman can be a man, how a human being can be a cat, a dog, a wolf. You can be anything you want to be, because that's what we're focusing on now. So you're seeing the denigration, the destruction of our education system, and actually people becoming smarter and being tested on a level where they should progress forward if they pass, and if they don't pass, then they get held back, of which you don't see in the education system anymore. Nobody gets held back anymore. We talked about that, how math scores in their class, they're getting 95% math scores, but then when they take the same objective test later on, they're getting a 2% passing rate, because people are just pushing them through the system. They're allowed to make up the test. They're allowed to make up the quizzes, score 100%. They're allowed to get 50% on their homework, of which they're not even doing or turning in. So even if you don't turn it in, you still get 50% credit. So this is what happens. And these are the types of people that get produced here, you guys, that don't even know the basic stuff, the basic law of which they're trying to push forward. And again, the whole purposivism that was asked by Mr. Kennedy there had to be looked up, and it's defined as follows: any various theories of nature or of human and animal behavior that regard purpose of conscious intent as a basal fact, meaning that's exactly what we just talked about. It's just a basic fact that you should know this basic foundation to be a federal judge, to know the United States Constitution. But I want to know what you think about all this below. I thought we have a little bit of a zinger, a little bit of a short show today here. I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.